Meet Heckle and Jekyll. They're pigeons. Probably as close to ornithology, the study of birds, as many of us city dwellers get. Thank heavens for people like David Sibley, who, as Rita Braver shows us, has lived a life that's truly for the birds.
In the hedgerows and hayfields of Deerfield, Massachusetts,
hearing a lot of birds right now.
David Allen Sibley can't help talking about the wonder of birds.
They communicate with each other through sight and sound.
Kind of like we do?
And the same way, yeah, the same way we do. So everything they do is accessible to us.
And the driving force of David Sibley's life is to make birds accessible to us, sketching and painting everything from songbirds and swallows to penguins and puffins.
This is the tufted puffin that's found in the Pacific, and this is called rhinoceros auklet, a rhinoceros horn on its bill.
We are talking thousands and thousands of bird illustrations, each wing, each feather carefully crafted. You never said to yourself, I don't care if I ever draw another chickadee again?
No, I didn't. It's sort of like one foot in front of the other, just a faith in the process, like knitting or something else, where it becomes sort of routine.
It has been a routine with a goal, to write and illustrate detailed field guides covering more than 800 species to help birdwatchers properly identify what they are seeing. That just looks like a robin. Is that a robin?
No, that's a black-headed grosbeak.
Oh, no. First published in 2000.
Each species arranged in a column. The brightest plumage at the bottom, the drabbest plumage at the top.
The Sibley Guides to Birds have sold more than 2 million copies, and he's been called the most important illustrator of birds since John James Audubon or Roger Torey Petersen.
Previous field guides had fewer illustrations, so they left out a lot. Different ages, different subspecies. I wanted to illustrate every species in flight because that's what birders see. Just starting to build it right up there.
Now 57, David Sibley learned to love birds by going out on hikes with his father, Fred, a noted ornithologist at Yale.
As soon as the field guide came out or was in the works, yes, I became much less well-known.
You're kind of the bird people of North America.
I guess it's our family business. It's an unusual family business, but it is the family business.
David started drawing birds at age 8, and his parents didn't worry for an instant when their son dropped out of Cornell to pursue his passion and study birds in the field.
His reason, very valid, was that Cornell has a set track that you follow in your major, and that didn't leave time for looking at birds or painting birds.
David Sibley would spend 14 years driving around the country, observing and sketching, always utterly fascinated by birds.
I really like the shapes, the proportions, the smooth lines, each species so perfectly adapted to its own lifestyle.
Along the way, he met his wife. Do you think you would have been happy with someone who wasn't as into birds as you are?
No, I don't see how that could have worked.
Here comes maybe a goldfinch coming across, the little dot moving across the field.
Yes, David Sibley's wife, Joan Walsh, is an ornithologist too.
Take it down and try and see movement, and then
Here comes one right across.
Oh, yeah.
There, oh, indigo bunting.
Oh, sweet.
And in 1988, it was she who really pushed him to fulfill his lifelong dream of writing a field guide.
I said, you know, you can keep talking about it, or you can just say you're doing it. And so he did, and then he stood up and he fainted.
Is that true? David, did you really faint?
We were in a hot tub.
We were in a hot tub.
He would spend years working on the guide, but when publishers saw it, they went wild.
To walk into a room with a publisher and have them say, yes, we'll do it, in 5 minutes was I guess, a very unusual experience.
In fact, Sibley's first volume hit the New York Times bestseller list. He followed it up with a series of other popular books about birds. And whether it's in his art or the delight that comes when he watches birds at his backyard feeder,
A chipping sparrow, 2 chipping sparrows now.
David Sibley says he's still learning about his favorite topic. What are some of the questions you're trying to answer?
Can birds smell? Where do birds...
Can they?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they can smell very well. Where do birds sleep
How do they hold
and
on?
perch? They balance
In their
all night
sleep?
while they sleep.
Are you just making this up?
No, it's all true.
So stay tuned. His next book is called What It's Like to Be a Bird. And who should know better than David Allen Sibley?